Greetings viewers, Adventure Link here, back again with another cooking video for you guys today. Today's video we're going to make spaghetti. Just so you know, this is largely going to be the same as the chili video, only the couple main differences is that when you make spaghetti, there are no beans in spaghetti. And additionally, we've got this big pan right here. The simply Calphalon, however you say that, Easy System Nonstick 12-inch omelet pan and cover. We're going to do an unboxing and review of that and demonstration as we go along with this video. So let's get started with the unboxing. I bought this off of Amazon. I think it was around 35 bucks at the time when I bought it. I'll put a link in the video description. But in any case, it's pretty simple to unbox. Just rip open this part up here. Be careful though, because this does have a glass lid to it. Okay, I see how this goes. Fold it down, pull the side out. There's a part back here where you also had to open up as well. See, right there. Undo that, and it all slides out. Like I said, be careful because of the glass pan lid here. And ta-da! There is our unboxing of the Simply Calphalon 12-inch omelet pan. Now, of course, I know the spiel about proper tools for the proper job, and this being an omelet pan, but I'm mainly using this because, as you can see, there's a spout here and a spout over here, just like on the saucepan. There's two spouts on this. The theory here is that when you go and drain your fat and grease from when you get done browning your hamburger meat out of these spouts, it should just go nice and smooth right into your catch can, preferably something like this when you empty it. So hopefully we'll see how it goes later. Okay, some instructions on the back here. Use and care before your first use. You want to wash in warm sudsy water, dry thoroughly. You'll preheat the pan. This is mostly self-explanatory here. You can use it in safe for use with nylon coated or wooden utensils. Oven use, the Simply Calphalon Easy System Nonstick cookware is oven safe to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. It is not safe for boiler use. Cleaning and care, you allow the pan to cool completely before washing. Don't immerse a hot pan in cold water, as this will cause irreparable warping. And yay, thermal shock. Cookware, hand wash only. Never place cookware on an automatic dishwasher. Use abrasive cleaning pads or cleansers that can damage the pan and void the warranty. Of course, interior and exterior cleaning seems to be pretty much the same. You'll take a rag, warm sudsy water, and use a liquid dishwashing detergent like Dawn and a non-abrasive soap or bristle brush to help clean it out. For stubborn spots on the exterior only, you can use Barge Keeper Friend Cleaner and a non-abrasive sponge. The covers are dishwasher safe on the top rack, and you get a full lifetime warranty. So that's pretty much it for the instructions. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to cut a slice into your packet of meat. I've got ground beef chuck this time. I'm using it for a reason. You can use other kinds of ground beef or ground turkey, ground venison, ground pork, etc. Just peel this back. Put it in your plate. And the styrofoam thingy, this little filter thing right here, stuck with this, so we're good to go. Don't forget to also wash your hands before handling the meat, and frequently when you're cooking. Then of course you'll put it in the microwave. Put it on auto defrost. This will vary by your microwave, so please read the documentation on that. Looks like it's set to 1 pound. We'll start it and we'll let it sit. Let it do its thing. Okay, so we're back. The next thing you do is put your meat into the frying pan. As for the meat juice, well, that just goes right into the your grease catch can. And the rest of that can be washed out in the wash. You want to rinse this off with hot water before you put it in the dishwater, of course. When you wash dishes, just use hot water when you wash the dishes. And now it's time to brown the meat. Turn your burner on. We'll put this on like 4, 3, about a 4. Notice that the pan handle is over the stove. Remember, you want to keep that pan handle over the stove. That way, you know, in case you have little kids that get curious and pull down the pan, that way, you know, they don't get hurt, or someone doesn't pay attention and they run into the pan handle and causes potentially the same hazard. But in any case, now you want to start browning your meat, same as before. Just basically do what I'm doing. Just chop it up with your little spatula here. I had to think of the word. That's the unnice thing about these unscripted YouTube videos. I always keep slipping on my words. You get to hear them. In any case, at some point, you know, you want to turn it over. You know, get it up there like that. You'll do it often. I mentioned before about a reason why I'm using ground chuck for this video. You may remember from the chili video that I mentioned stuff about ground beef, ground chuck, ground sirloin, and all that. Well, as you may remember, ground beef is a 73-27 lean to fat mixture. Ground chuck is 80-20. And personally, I'm not really a big fan of using ground beef, so the bare minimum I'll go is chuck, which is 80-20, which will still put out a lot of fat and grease, which is fine too, because for the purposes of this video review, I want to see how well I can make some grease happen. And the fat too, of course. Remember, the higher lean to fat content you go, the less grease and fat you'll have, but the more expensive cut of meat. The lower it is, like, you know, for ground beef and ground chuck, the more fat and grease you'll make, but the cheaper your cut of meat. Now, as you can see already, we're slowly starting to make some fat and grease magic happen. And of course, you know, you can make your chunks of meat, you know, as chunky or as not chunky as you want. When I brown meat, I personally keep chopping it up like this very often. You know, either I get bored or extremely nervous, one of the two, or both, which is why I ended up with small chunks of meat. Of course, I guess the less often you do this, the more chunks you make. The more often you make, more often you chop like this, the smaller chunks you'll make. I guess there's a balance in everything, I suppose. And while I get this all browned up, I'll return back to you when I get this all browned up and or when this is all nice and greased. Now it's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Don't burn your hands up.
I'm not.
Hold on, 5 seconds. You should have turned the flame down.
Good tip. Turn the flame down and keep this as far away from your smoke as possible. Or from your flame, rather. Well, so far so good. It looks like it's draining everything in there.
No. Get a napkin. Take it in your right hand. Just one. You don't need all 12 of them. Make sure you wipe that.
Yep. Good tip.
Wipe the bottom. There you go.
Good tip. Wipe your pan off too. That way you don't start any grease fires or anything like that as well.
Okay. Now you can put it back on the thing.
Then you can put it back on. and let this continue. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to take your spaghetti sauce and dump it in your pan. At this time also, you may want to consider putting your spaghetti water on the boil as well. Additionally, this would be a good time to also put in your other fixings to your spaghetti. You know, like any kind of peppers you want to put in, like bell peppers, hot peppers, spices, etc. This here is a small sample of spices you can use. You can pretty much use anything, yay for open-ended recipes. I personally use white, red, black pepper, as well as some paprika. You could also use like your Southwest blend or Chipotle blend, Mrs. Dash, or some chili powder, or some Cajun seasoning. In any case, our spaghetti's looking pretty good. Our meat and pepper mixture here. So, what good is spaghetti without a little noodles? That's what we got back here. That's what we got our full run and boil on for now. Getting ready for spaghetti. And now we got our spaghetti. There's our cooking directions from last time. They haven't really changed too much. And what better way to make spaghetti than to make a lot of it? Got a lot of spaghetti stuff here. And we got our noodles started up here, which we got a whole lot of them. Yeah, I think it would be appropriate to insert that Dos Equus guy about making spaghetti here. So this is what a plate of the final product should ideally look like. Of course, your mileage may vary. I've been told it wasn't too shabby, wasn't too bad. So hopefully yours don't turn out too bad either, or hopefully you can improve on my recipe. In any case, that's it. We're all done. Let's go close this out. The Simply Calphalon Simply Easy System Nonstick 12-inch omelet pan and the spaghetti dish. Well, what can I say about both of them? Well, first off, let's just stop dragging this out further and just give you my review on the pan, as you probably all wanted to hear from the start, or from my draining of the beet. Well, I will say that unfortunately the shot that we took didn't show off the draining of the fat and grease as well I hoped. The main reason for this was, as you saw, the camera angle, and my arm was in the way. And I probably should have either used a first-person camera or had my mom hold my camera over my shoulder. Unfortunately, this happens to be one disadvantage of unscripted YouTube videos. Whoops. However, if nothing else, I just left the clip in there, because there were a few safety tips in there anyway, provided by my mom. As well as, you want to ideally drain the fat and grease when you're done browning your meat anyway. Special thanks goes to my mom for helping me film anyway. Appreciate it all the same. And for your safety tips. I guess we can insert the Bart Simpson wheeling the cake in here, change the tint a little bit. At least we tried. That being said, from what I saw of the draining of the fat and grease, it did go into the spout like I hoped it would for the most part, meaning that some excess did go outside of the spouts, like outside of the spout lips. This is probably because either the spout is too small, or I was using ground chuck rather than my bare minimum preference of ground round, which, as you know, ground chuck is an 80-20 fat to lean ratio, whereas ground round is 85-15. Also, I did need a strong flame after all to brown the meat. I know there's this little spiel about the right tool for the job that I put in nearly every YouTube video I make, and this clearly was not an omelets video, but the Amazon entry on the page does say it's designed for easy everyday cooking. Whatever. I mainly got this pan for the spout so that way whenever I brown meat and such, the fat and grease would drain easier. So far, this pan has met my expectations. I believe this pan to be really useful, and it will see future use. There is an 8 and 10-inch version of this pan. However, the 8-inch version is made of heavy gauge aluminum. The 10-inch version is stainless steel, and the 12-inch version, as you saw from the start, is made of hard-anodized aluminum. So make of this what you will. Of course, I would recommend the 12-inch pan that I tested out, as well as the Calphalon brand as a whole. I would give this pan 4 stars out of 5. I'm sure somebody somewhere out there will have a differing opinion or find other things that could be improved on. That being said, all three of these pans, the 8, 10, and 12-inch versions, are all Amazon Prime optimized, so I will put a link to all three pans in the video description. As for the spaghetti dish, well, what can I say? It's a widely available dish, as verified by our old friend the Dos Equus guy. Widely enjoyable and easy to make. Any Italian restaurant, let alone buffet joints that are worth their salt, like Brian's, Golden Corral, etc. should have some kind of basic spaghetti dish offering. Despite our DOS Equus guy making an appearance, unfortunately I only had enough feed to make about 3 plates. Of course, the 12-inch pan will help with making more spaghetti, and a bigger capacity boiling pan would help out with more noodles. Overall, my dish didn't turn out too bad. However, there are things that you and I can do for next time and in the future to make this go better. For starters, going conservative with the spices and putting them all in the sauce to stir them up rather than cook as I go. The meat to veggies ratio, yes, as if the ground pepper and spice amounts weren't bad enough. Unfortunately, I will admit there were too many bell peppers in there, but then again, what can I say? I love using all the colors of the bell peppers. Either I should cut back on some of the colors next time and or use another pound of hamburger meat. I could also use some mushrooms too. I was dying to put some in there, but guess we ate them all before the video went live. Oops. The spaghetti sauce was a bit scarce, unfortunately. Sometime after I filmed the video, I found that I had a second jar of this spaghetti sauce, same brand, same flavoring, that could have went in as well. With that being said, some sauces will have instructions on putting water into the sauce. Be careful with those. Some brands are thicker than others. If you do run into a thicker brand of hot sauce, you could get away with a little extra water in there. That would be beneficial and would help evenly distribute your spaghetti sauce. So with that being said, that's it. That was my how-to on how to make spaghetti, as well as my Simply Calphalon Simply Easy System Non-Stick 12-inch omelet pan review. I am Adventure Link. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you will get pumped up for your spaghetti dish. Hopefully you make it as well as I did, or give some improvements. My improvements a consideration. Let me know how it goes. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. It's all in the video description. Don't forget to share the video with your friends or chefs or anyone else that would be interested in this video. Spread the word. I appreciate it. Any questions, comments, concerns, praise, criticisms, well wishes, prayers, etc. But no flames, fighting, spam baiting, blood-hurt comments, or any other such bullcrap. Please take it to the comment section. I do my best to respond to people's comments. I'm not antisocial. I will respond to your comments. Starting to get to be chilly outside, so make sure you stay warm, bundle up, and slow down for the inclement weather, please. Eat right, stay active, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Don't let others push you around. And I'm Adventure Link. I'm going to close this video off, as always, by quoting the wise words of wisdom from Eric the Car Guy, reminding everyone out there to be safe, have fun, and of course, stay dirty. But keep your hands clean when you're cooking. See you next time. Have a nice day.